Hello, and welcome to this week's episode of The Hard Choice, Simple Steps for Showing Up. My name is Brad Draper. I am your host. I am grateful to be with you. I've got this huge, long list, like 9 topics I want to record, and I will record. It'll be the next 9 or 10 weeks. But I had this overarching impression, thought, whatever you will call it, as I was setting up my studio. I'd lent my camera out. I was letting a friend use it for his podcast. So I had to get everything dialed in. Camera angles, camera lighting, all the things. There are so many aspects to this recording thing, especially because I'm on YouTube and I'm on podcasting audio-only platforms. Getting everything squared away. And I had this reoccurring thought. I did an episode several months ago called Monkey See, Monkey Do, where it's about monkey see, monkey do, and having your kids watch you and imitate you and behave similar to the way that you behave. And I was thinking about some situations that we had this weekend that were really exceptional. They were really profound, really cool. And my wife documented a little bit of it. And I want to dive into those experiences, go a little bit further down this rabbit hole of the monkey see, monkey do concept. But not just your children seeing you, but your spouse seeing you, or your friends, your business partners, your colleagues, your employees, your people in your general environment, how they see you, how they behave because of you, and the type of impact and influence that you have on your world, and how cool it is that you can curate that. You can manipulate that into the positive, into the resourceful, or into the unresourceful. It's really on you and your behaviors, your actions, and your internal fire, your internal inertia, your discipline, and that drive that you just press with. So starting with my kids. My oldest is 6 and he started playing lacrosse. My wife posted a video the other day of me in a field behind our house practicing with my son. And he actually went out before. I didn't even know he went out. I was working. It was on Saturday, this past weekend. And I was working in my office and she said, "Hey, just so you know, your oldest went out to the back field with his lacrosse stick and a ball and is hoping that you would see him and come out and practice with him, just so you know." I said, "Oh, he didn't even ask me." So I finished what I was doing, wrapped it up kind of quick, and headed out with my lacrosse stick. And I was just doing some miscellaneous tasks. I tend to work 7 days a week, more or less. It's kind of what happens when you're an entrepreneur and everything relies on you and your business partners. So, and your business partners and your customers and everything just kind of relies on the fact that you keep going. Anyway, I digress. I go out to this field and we practice for a while. He was out there for probably 15, 20 minutes by himself. He was throwing the ball and then running out and scooping it off the ground and passing it up in the air and catching it himself, and just practicing in general, practicing cradling, which is when you curl the ball in the stick to keep it under control, especially when you're getting checked, because it is a full contact sport. And I practiced with him and I played and I passed and we checked and we had fun and we laughed. And then the day progressed on to another experience. And I went to the grocery store and I was getting some deli meat along with a variety of things. It was the weekly run to the grocery store. And my sons love honey roasted turkey. They love it. They annihilate it for breakfast. It's one of the protein sources they're allowed to have when it comes to breakfast. Yes, I recognize deli meat's not the best, but it's better than cereal. And the deli counter worker, I said, "You can put a pound in there, but if you go over, it's fine. You don't have to try and get it exact. My sons will eat it." And she said, "Oh man, isn't it wild how fast they can eat this stuff?" And I said, "Oh yeah, that's a primary protein source for breakfast." And she sat back and looked at me and said, "You can get your sons to eat turkey for breakfast?" I said, "Well, yeah, turkey, cheese, eggs." One of my sons eats hot dogs. Oh my gosh, the kid loves hot dogs. I prefer it not be hot dogs, but I'll take what I can get. We've converted him over to protein balls. So protein with rolled oats and peanut butter and some sugar-free chocolate chips. It's a great snack. It's a calorie bomb like crazy. And it's a decent amount of protein. So they are superior to hot dogs. And she sat back blown away and said, I can't get my kids to eat anything else other than sugary cereal or breakfast burritos that I have pre-made. If they're not pre-made, they won't eat. They'll just eat sugary cereal and that's it. And I just said, I mean, kids are kids and I have really, really good kids and exceptional kids and they eat really well. I'm really grateful for that. And I walked away. The thought process that I had was, what are you eating for breakfast? What are you putting in your mouth when you wake up? Are you eating cereal? Are you eating things like that? Are you eating eggs? Are you eating healthier breakfast options? And then lastly, I was listening to a podcast this morning while at the gym, which I regularly do. Podcasts and books are my general thing in my ear holes at the gym or on a treadmill or working out. And they were talking about something that I've said for years, which is it is gone from it's about who you know, and it is transferred over to it's not about who you know, but about who knows you. And then they added on one statement, which is your name better enter the room and set a positive impression before you walk in. That hits a little bit differently. It's not just about who knows you, but about the brand of your name. What does your name represent? Does it represent loyalty, honesty, hard work, good ethics, positive, resourceful ethics? Does it represent getting things done? Honorable. Did I say that one? Not even sure. Humility, charitable. What does it represent? Philanthropic, loving, kind, determined, a shark. What does it represent? And I've really thought about these three specific situations that I've had in the last couple of days. Monkey see, monkey do. With my kids, what example are you setting? What are you eating for breakfast? What are you eating for lunch? What are you eating for dinner? Are you snacking, munching, eating sugary treats? Do you have sugary treats in the cabinets, in your pantry? What are you munching on? If you're munching at all, do you have a structured dietary menu? Do you have a regimen, a routine? I weigh all of my food, everything. It all gets weighed and it all gets tracked. And I weigh out within 1%. That's my allowable tolerance, 1% variance off. So I have to be 99% accurate on my grams of carbs, my grams of fats, my grams of protein every day. Because of that, my body looks the way that it does. And my sons see that. They regularly, multiple times a week, will eat some food, walk up and flex and say, hey, Dad, look, I ate protein. I'm getting bigger. Because we tell them, if you want to build muscles like Dad, you have to eat protein. You have to eat a balanced set of macros. But protein is so important. Don't overindulge in carbohydrate, sugary crap. Don't overindulge in fatty nonsense. Indulge in proper things, in proper amounts. Eating the right things. Are you demonstrating with your work ethic what it takes to win? We tell our son all the time, if you want to be the best, our oldest really takes it hard losing. He's not the best loser. He really gets offended. He really gets upset if he loses at something. He wants to be the best. And we tell him with lacrosse, if you want to be the best, you have to practice every day. Even the best in the world, they remain the best in the world because they practice every day. And that goes the case with sports, with business, and with life. If you want to remain the best, you practice every day, and the best practice every single day. They are always improving. They are always implementing. They are always growing. Because if you're not growing, you're decaying. So are you setting this example for your children, for your coworkers, for your employees, for your friends, for your family? Are you constantly pushing the needle? Are you constantly moving things forward? Where you focus, you find. You haven't heard that one in a while, have you? And your thoughts precede your actions, and your actions precede your opportunities. We have been driving for over 2 years for our company. We were in pre-revenue, pre-profit coding phase for over 2 years. And we're now live, which is so cool. I haven't even recorded in the last, month because life has just been so wild and it's been awesome. But we've gone live, and how cool that is, and seeing the progression and then getting our nuts kicked in, man, when we went live. And that's okay because we have grown exponentially in the last 3 weeks since we've gone live. And how cool it is to see that through the trial there is growth. You must tear a muscle to build it up. I've recently hired on a fitness coach. He does one-on-one training online, so programming, nutrition, all those things, breath work, macros, all the things, all the data. I had to get my VO2 max, which was awesome. It totally sucked, by the way. But the results were awesome. The resting metabolic rate, because we're not guessing how many calories I burned just resting. We know. We went and tested it. We did a comprehensive 19-page blood work. Where's my baseline? Where am I starting? And then this is where we're going. This is how we're going to get there. We set the plan, we execute the plan, and that is how you win. Period. End of story. You set the plan and you execute the plan. If you keep doing that, you will win. It is impossible not to. It is inevitable. But you have to set the plan and then execute it. You have to think about, remember, the thoughts precede actions. Think about where you are and where you want to go. And then take the action to get there, and then the opportunities present themselves. We had a really hard day this last Friday in the market. We're in the marketplace. And man, did we get our nuts kicked in. Really hard. But there was a silver lining. It expedited phase 2. We weren't planning on doing phase 2 for probably a month or 2. Well, we started phase 2 over the weekend, the very next day, because we said the only way to get around what just happened is what phase 2 contains. So we're moving to phase 2, whether we're ready or not. Here we come. Silver lining, right? That was a massive multi-week step back. We've been live 3 weeks. It probably was a 2-week step back. And that's okay because it makes us stronger. It makes us faster. It makes us more efficient. And you have to see obstacles, chaos, trial, tribulation as such. Things that are serving you. They are for you. Are you willing to take them and grow, or are you not? The choice is yours. When you execute all these things, when you move forward with urgency, with intention, when you just don't quit and you are honorable with your word, that leads you before you enter a room. I was with my trainer last week and he smacked me upside the head, quite literally, and said, "Dude, you haven't given me a weekly check-in. Of all the people that I thought would miss, you were not on that list. I thought for certain you would give me an update." And I said, "I was today years old when I learned I needed to do this. What do I need to do? I need a front, side, back photos. I need you to give me a paragraph or 2 or 10 about how things are going, how you're feeling, how your digestive tract is doing, how your recovery is doing, how your life is going. Are there stressors? How's your sleep? I need to know these things so I can adjust what's going on." I said, "This is the first time I've heard of this. It will be done." And I sent it at 7 a.m. Sunday morning, the following Sunday. Your reputation leads you. It is not about who you know anymore. It is about who knows you and what the reputation says. This all comes back to, how do you behave? Do you behave with intention? Do you behave with purity, honorability, charitability? Are you kind? People know this. They can sense this. And it should lead in every room you walk into. You should walk into a room and they already know because you live it. You embody it. It's part of your DNA. It is your literal identity. It wears off on people. It wears off on your kids. It wears off on your spouse. It wears off on those people around you. I had the coolest, I didn't think it was going to make me emotional, but apparently it is, conversation with my dad. My dad has battled morbid obesity my entire life. He lost all of his weight back in 2007, and he has fluctuated up and down since then. And then we had the coolest conversation at family dinner 2 weeks ago, talking about our VO2, my VO2 max, and now he wants to go get it, and my blood work numbers versus his blood work numbers. He's 69 years old, and he is still chasing a VO2 max of somebody that is 50 years old. He was morbidly obese at 50 years old. He was given 6 months to live at 50 years old. And here he is 69, and he's chasing VO2 maxes of a 45, 50, 55-year-old man. Here he is drilled on his macros, like drilled. The dude weighs 182 pounds. When I was 17, he weighed 400. He says 340. I think he was closer to 400. But watching this sudden shift and a conversation we have fairly regularly now, if we're together, at some point it will come into fitness and health. What am I doing? How can he move things forward? And he sees this dramatic shift in my body because this last 75 days, I did 75 hard I was in phase 12 times. And I said what I was going to do, and then I did it. In fact, I'm going to do a whole episode on that. Just decided just now. It's going to happen. I'm going to record right after this because now we're running long. Because I'm excited about it. Yes. But I'm grateful for you. Have this conversation with your friends and your family. Be the influence those people around you rely upon. They need you. They rely upon you. You're it. You are the person they're looking at. Step up and get it done. Show them how it's done. And then watch them follow. It is the coolest thing to see. Find me on socials, Mr. Brad Draper. I love to have conversations. Let's do that. Like this thing, subscribe to it, download it for future listenings. Until next week, I love you guys. Bye.